I thought it was a well balanced kind of cup tie. I thought we were in control, but Dunipace did have moments where they caused a wee bit bother, mostly through directness. If I'm honest, they put a lot of balls into the box. Big physical striker who liked to link the game, and that physicality was probably their biggest strength. But I thought we managed it well. I thought Jamie and Alfie were good again. Alfie's come on leaps and bounds since last season, in my opinion, and he's doing a lot of good things and dealing with that physicality as he did on Saturday. I thought he dealt with Earl Douglas pretty well as well on the physicality side, and the both of them are doing well in terms of the structure of the team.
You spoke on Saturday about wanting a reaction after the result against Roxburgh and the performance. Do you think you got that today from the team?
Yeah, definitely. I said on Saturday that there is a togetherness in that group. They come in here tonight. Saturday was done. They were focused on today. There was nobody crying over spilt milk. It was focused on tonight's job, and I thought we dealt with it really well today.
Definitely. Taylor Henry get his first goal competitively for the team as well. How happy are you seeing kind of the attackers getting the goals right now?
Yeah, it's probably something that I've worried about in the last few weeks. We've scored a few goals, but none of them have been the strikers. But again, they'll always have chances. Liam's having chances. Goalie's making good saves. Taylor's always likely to get you a goal, as is Greg. And I'm happy that one's now come off on corner kick routine, albeit, but it's something that we spent time on last Thursday on a recovery session and practicing, and I'm glad that we've kind of two come off today.
Harry Wright made his first start for the team today. How do you feel he got on in the match?
I thought Harry done great. We know he's going to bring loads and loads of energy. He's going to bring directness, and he caused Dunipace a lot of problems. Not just on the ball, off the ball, he works really well. He's intelligent. I'm asking him to pick up areas when he's not got the ball, so that he can pick up a second ball and recycle and start another attack. And I thought he done really, really well tonight.
Your goalkeeper kind of sometimes doesn't have much to do for 96 minutes, then has to make a wonder save, and that was the case a bit with Calum Antell today.
Yeah, and that's what's even more pleasing is his concentration couldn't maybe not have been as high as it, because he wasn't very tested in the second half. There was a lot of balls up to strikers, but I don't think Calum had much to do, and to pull a save off like that in the last minute when they've thrown everybody forward, there's a lot of bodies in that box. He had no right to get that from a yard out, and what's even more impressive about it is he turns it over the bar. He's not just put it back into an area. So that's as good as a goal, and that's what kept us in the cup there at the end. I'm delighted for him.
This cup's one where we had a bit of a run in last year, and the year before you made the final with Dunbar. How useful is it to have a run in a cup like the East of Scotland or South Challenge Cup in a season?
As we said to the players at the start of the season, we want to do well in the league, but equally we want to progress in cups. We want to be into the latter stages. We want to be quarter-finals, semi-finals, finals, and that's the aim. Cup football's cup football. It doesn't always transpire like that, but you need a wee bit of luck. You need some quality, which Callum's shown at the end there, which keeps you in the cup. And like I said, two well worked corners that that gets us through the game. So there's more than one way to win a game, and I think we've shown a couple tonight.
Lastly, East Stirlingshire on Saturday. That'll be a game where I suppose we'll need to find another way to win, hopefully against a decent opposition.
Yeah, I thought we played relatively well tonight, moving the ball. Sometimes a wee bit slower than I would have liked, but we had to be patient. Dunipace sat in a defensive shape, a bank. They never pressed us, so we had to be patient. We had to move the ball from side to side for gaps to open, which I thought we'd done. So hopefully on Saturday we can keep moving that ball and creating space, and then which will create opportunities for scoring goals.
Brilliant, thank you, Kevin.